The mystery began here, on what today is known as Government Island. A block of sandstone was cut, a cornerstone for a big and ambitious building project that matched the outsized ambitions of a young nation. You can still see the chisel marks in the sandstone from where it was cut. Right here. And if you let your imagination wander, even hear it.
They found a pile of rocks down the river in the Potomac, and they could pile them right on the barges and float them up here.
Steve Livengood knows every nook and cranny of the U.S. Capitol. He's been giving tours here for more than 60 years.
It was the biggest building in North America when they designed it, and there was not a single trained architect practicing in the United States.
Accounts of what happened the day the cornerstone of the U.S. Capitol was laid are so rare that today only one exists. We found it deep within the archives of the place that preserves such things, the Library of Congress. Reference librarian Elizabeth Davidson helped us rewind all the way back to September 18th, 1793.
We had drummers drumming, we had music playing. I also love the details that are included. We have stewards who are carrying wands, which I regret to say the wands are not described.
Amid volleys of artillery fire, surrounded by his fellow Freemasons and dignitaries, President George Washington, who by then was in his second term, used a gavel designed especially for the occasion to lay the cornerstone. Today, Chris Chopek, a Freemason with Potomac Lodge No. 5 in Georgetown, is the gavel guardian.
This is the gavel George Washington used to ceremoniously lay the cornerstone of the Capitol.
We know where the gavel went.
Yeah.
We can look at it right now.
Yeah.
What about the cornerstone?
Yeah, so that is one of the great mysteries. Nobody seems to know exactly where that cornerstone is.
We do have the delivery of the plate to the president here.
The Capitol cornerstone wasn't buried alone. Its location was marked with a silver plate handed to President Washington the day of the dedication and inscribed with these words.
This southeast cornerstone of the Capitol of the United States of America in the city of Washington was laid on the 18th day of September in the 13th year of American independence.
A plaque, but that we've never found. But they called it a silver plate, but in fact there was a plaque that was put under the stone.
In the decades that passed, the U.S. Capitol grew, eventually doubling in size. Nobody gave much thought to the whereabouts of the cornerstone. Not until 1893, a century after it was laid, when this plaque was placed in the southeast corner of the original Senate chamber, a marker for what was then believed to be the cornerstone's location.
The Senate part of the building was built first. And so they assumed that if it was in the southeast corner of the building, it was in the southeast corner of the Senate.
And this is where the story of the cornerstone's location gets as clear as mud. What does this corner represent?
This is a marble copy of the sandstone that is 30 feet inside the building.
The east front extension of the Capitol in 1958 left the foundation of the original Senate wing exposed. So the architect of the Capitol used that opportunity to search for the cornerstone and that silver plate laid with it. But no silver was ever found. Enter Charlie Scala, a Freemason here with Potomac Lodge No. 5. In the mid-60s, Charlie started working as an engineer for the architect of the Capitol, and he eventually became obsessed with finding the cornerstone. This is just some of his thousands of pages of research. When we tell you Charlie went down a hole trying to find the cornerstone, we mean he literally went down a hole. That's Charlie there digging underneath the Capitol in the mid-80s. And that young boy in the camouflage, that's his then 6 or 7-year-old son, Carl.
And this is me and my brother.
This is Carl Scala today.
It became an addiction. It drove my mom nuts. He would be very excited about, the interest and the blueprints and all that stuff, and it would go in my mom's in one ear and out the other.
Charlie's theory is that in the Masonic tradition, the cornerstone was placed in the northeast corner of the portion of the Capitol open to the public, the rotunda.
He searched for, I believe, decades for it. Did a number of excavations throughout the Capitol, but I don't believe he could ever definitively say exactly where the cornerstone was.
Starting in the fall of 1991, the federal government got serious about finding the elusive stone. Scientists from the U.S. Geological Survey tested soil samples like these from under the southeast corner of the original Senate side, looking for any presence of silver from that plate buried with the cornerstone.
The only way that they would be sure is if they could find the evidence of that silver plaque.
They didn't find any silver. Recently, though, early construction records led the architect of the Capitol to another discovery. Inside the southeast corner of the original house wing, they found a foundation stone larger than all the other stones around it. Now, they didn't find silver, but they concluded circumstantial evidence indicates that the stone is indeed the cornerstone. Is it safe to say the whereabouts of the cornerstone remain somewhat of a mystery even now?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have absolute proof. We can only make conjecture based on the fact that one stone is bigger.
So the mystery remains, buried somewhere under all that stone in this majestic building. What is clear is that the audacity, the seemingly impossible scale of the project, which broke ground nearly 233 years ago, didn't stop our forefathers from building.
The only thing more audacious is to try to build an entire nation based on new principles.
At the Capitol, for DMV 250, John Barr, 7 News.